All right, back at you with a special one here. This one's been a long time coming. It's the Hiya Exquisite Basic Godzilla Muto. Now, this is the female Muto from the first Godzilla film from 2014. Of course, you see the scenery is from that movie with the chopper and the soldiers. You're going to get the same thing, a nice shot on the top of the box. Shot of the buildings, the smoke, and the chopper on the side. You're going to get a nice picture of the figure on one side and also on the back. Yeah, same scene on the bottom of the box. But this is a beautiful box. The color is really rich and popping on this with the browns and the yellows and the reds. Looks awesome, you know. I'm really pumped about the boxes that Hiya and SH Monster Arts have been putting out lately because they look really, really nice. That's awesome. Look at that shot, man. You know? So this looks great, right? The box looks great right off the bat. Let's dig into it, see what we got. Okay, so here's the clamshell here. Obviously to accommodate the Muto's many legs. But that's what we're looking like. So it's packaged up quite nicely. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a quick little straight out of the box clip so you could see what she looks like. You know, because the legs are a little weird like this when they come out of the box. I want to obviously pose it better for you guys. But I just want to give you a general overall look of it. And the paint job of it, which I'm actually finding really nice. It's like a nice blend on the paint, although I don't know what's going on here with the back of the legs, but there's a lighter color. But I like the way the paint looks. It's like a nice wash on it. Looks very flat. But yeah. Okay, so let's pose this sucker for a little bit. So, all right. So let's just dig into the Muto a little bit, right? So Muto stands for Massive Unidentified Terrestrial Organism. So the species doesn't really have a name. You know what I mean? That's what Monarch calls the Titans that they don't have a name for. So, but after the 98 Godzilla was like such a disaster as far as, you know, the look of Godzilla. Japan hated it, you know, where they started calling him Zilla, and it was basically, you know, Japan had made the Millennium series. This 2014 Godzilla was America's first attempt at Godzilla after the 98, you know, disaster, basically. And so I'm sure that when Gareth Edwards was coming up with the design for the Muto, that they wanted to really, they put some care into it, you know. And you can watch on YouTube, there's a few videos that explain how they came to the design of the Muto and the whole process and whatnot, but which was very cool, you know. You know, how they wanted to basically give it rhino skin or elephant skin. So you could see that, you know, in the design of the Muto. Even on screen, the Muto skin looks very tough and distinct. So I think it's interesting that they wanted it to mimic rhino skin or elephant skin. And then, you know, the Muto Prime basically is described as, you know, because this thing has bug-like qualities, even though it's not a bug, right? Okay, it's a mammal, but they call the Muto Prime the dragon beetle and whatnot. So, you know, it is you know, in the name Jinshin Mushi, that's the, you know, the Japanese word for bug. So, you know, it's like kind of combining the looks of a bug with a mammal with the skin of a rhino or an elephant. But yeah, that was pretty cool. You know, they showed you a lot of the different stages of designs and how they came up with this and got to this final design, which is pretty dope. You could find some of them out there. Just type in, Muto design. But this looks really nice. It looks really screen accurate. I'm digging the detail on it, on the skin, which does make it look like rhino skin, including the paint job, which is like, there's a nice wash on it. You got a ton of articulation on this figure. Like, I haven't even really dug into it yet. I just wanted to get him out of that straight leg pose that he comes in and just, bend the legs a little bit. But we're going to, take him through all of that. So, so back to the Muto, specifically Muto Prime. Muto Prime is the parent of the two Mutos, the male and female Muto that Godzilla fights in the 2014 movie. Of course, this is the female. As you can see by the sack of eggs right there on her belly. In the movie that was kind of orange. Might have been cool if they painted it that way, but it doesn't really take away from the figure. It's the same color as the rest of it. But so the Muto Prime basically infected Dagon, which was one of the Godzilla species. And so in this movie, they basically find the skeleton of Dagon in a mine in the Philippines, and there were two Muto spores that basically hatched out of it. One of them escaped and went to Japan to the nuclear facility, Janjira, kind of cocooned himself there, feeding off the nuclear energy. And this one, the female spore, they thought it was dormant. They put it in Nevada where all the nuclear waste goes. And so, the male hatches and he calls the female, and then the female breaks out and hatches in the movie. And you have the two Mutos, they quickly go to meet each other. Not soon after, she's laying eggs from the egg sac there. I'll see if I could show you that a little bit better when we pose her some more. But this is the female Muto. And I am excited because I have the 2014 Hiya Godzilla on the way too. I pre-ordered it from INS Hobby. Taking a little bit of time. I don't know what's going on with that actually, but whatever. I'm happy to get the Muto first anyway. I'll compare it with several other 2014s that I have for now. And then when I get the G14 from Hiya, I'll bring them together to see how they scale. But, straight off the bat, this is looking really nice. You kind of got this, if you want the head to look down, it kind of functions like that. If you can see, it's like an accordion. See that? Kind of weird, but that's how the head goes up and down on it. And then we just got wild articulation all over the place. I'm going to start to show you that. Anyway, in the comics, Godzilla winds up killing the Muto Prime. So that's how that wound up. But yeah, as you can see, it's a really screen-accurate depiction of the Muto. I like the red painted eyes. The face looks really good. When I go to the next pose, I'll open her mouth so you could take a look at that and put her into more of a dynamic pose. But yeah, I mean, the point of telling you about the Muto is that I would think after the 98 film, they wanted to put great care into this 2014 movie, and you know, from the looks of it, they put great care into coming up with the Muto design. And the Muto is a shocking looking villain, you know, for Godzilla to fight. You know, in the you know, you first see the Mutos in the movie, it's an impressive sight. They look menacing, and yeah. So anyway, that's that. So let's get into it. Let's pose her some more. All right. So now we got her in a much more dynamic pose. You can see this thing is just chock full of articulation. So you basically have, you know, the bottom of the feet move. You have two places here, I guess, at the calf and at the knee where that moves. The legs basically, these swivel around. You could bend them here on the back legs. And on the front legs, you're basically getting like two sets of elbows. You get this here and this here. And these swivel as well. And then you get the inside like claws that come all the way forward and back. You see that? And these swivel also side to side. So, and I'm going to show you here. This is the inside of the mouth. It's nothing really, you know, crazy going on there. The tongue is all right. It's painted like a blood red color on the inside of the mouth. Nothing that's going to wow you right there. But you know, you could certainly do tremendous things with the legs here. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? The Muto has all of these legs, so you could get her into so many different dynamic poses with the legs. And of course, you know, you want to look down. That's how you do it. And so, you know, the possibilities are almost endless with how you could bend and pose these legs. So we're going to take that to the task and see how many poses we could get this thing in. Let's go. Now you could get her into a really nice, like, attack position like this here with one arm up, and you could have one of the inside claws up, one down, both of the arms up. You know, you can see what it could do here. It's pretty crazy, you know. And I have the waist turned to the side, basically here. I'll show you the back. You could turn it like that. So make it like looking at you. I like that you get a little bit of swivel, a little bit of a turn at the waist there. So you can make them look in, we'll make her look in one direction or the other. That's really nice. And you could basically get her in a 1 foot off the ground kind of walking pose. You see, you're always able to use one of these legs as a balance. Right now it's that one, where you could basically have one arm and 1 foot balancing the figure, so you could really get it into a nice action or running or walking pose. Of course, we saw the way it moved in the movie, kind of lumbering, you know, the way it was moving through Las Vegas. But I mean, this is great. I'm really impressed with this figure so far, I have to say. You know, you're getting great articulation, a really nice paint job, screen accurate Muto. Would have been nice if they gave the eggs underneath, which I'll show you a clearer shot of those too. A little orange, but neither here nor there. This looks really nice. And, you know, look at all the detail. Look at the detail on its skin, on its rhino skin. You know, and the details on the back right there. Very, very nice. So cool to finally have a Muto after all of these years. You know what I mean? There were some Muto figures that came out. But, you know, I didn't get any of those. I didn't happen to really like the way they were done. This is the first real nice one, in my opinion. So let's keep going. You could get a nice shot like that where the Muto's really looking down. Maybe like when he's She's burrowing in the ground to see where she's going to where she's going to put her eggs to hatch, you know. But that looks really, really nice. You could do such cool things with these legs. Look at that, you know. And you could use either the front legs or the back legs, you know, either a front leg or back leg driven pose, basically. And that just looks very nice. Of course, the head is looking all the way down here. That's how the head functions. But, yeah. Very, very nice. You could basically raise the front arms all the way up like that, which is cool. Yeah. Okay, now this is pretty crazy. If you balance them correctly, and it takes some time, but you can actually get him to stand on his hind legs. I know the Muto doesn't perform like that in the movie. Would be cool if he did, but I put him like this just so I could show you the detail of the egg pouch here. You see that? Like if they would have painted those little, you know, eggs, those nooks and crannies orange, like the film, that might have made the whole figure stand out a little bit more. But I mean, still, it looks very nice if you could see the detail there. But I think that's absolutely crazy that you could get him in a standing on the two hind legs position. That's wild. All right, so now I want to show you how she scales with some of the 2014 Godzillas that I have, because like I said, I don't have the Hiya G14. I did pre-order it from INS Hobby, so it should be in shortly. But I'm going to compare the Muto for this video with some other 2014. So this is how it looks with the NECA. And I think that looks rather nice. The paint job on the NECA goes well with it. And that's pretty cool. All right, and this is how she scales with the Bandai Creations 2014 Godzilla. This is the NYC Comic-Con exclusive. Looks really nice with the blue dorsal plates. All right, and this is how she looks with the 2014 SH Monster Arts Godzilla. Of course, you could recreate that scene where Godzilla blew his atomic breath down her throat and decapitated her. But that looks really great. I love when you can do that. I really like this 2014 SH Monster Arts. Not entirely screen accurate, but it's a nice figure. Yeah, I love this. So far, I believe this one scales the best with it. But that's an awesome dynamic pose, you know? And that's really cool. It's really nice. I'm going to be very happy to match the 2014 Hiya up with this guy. And when I do a video reviewing that, I'll bring the Muto back out with them, you know. But that looks dope. Okay, so there we have it, folks. I highly recommend this. It's very nice. You're getting loads of articulation. You could pose it in a million different ways. I love this galloping type of pose that you could get him in. Looks fantastic. And I think it's worth every penny. It's really nice to have a Muto figure, you know? And hopefully they'll be doing the mail soon. So that would be great to have both Mutos and the G14. Yeah, so I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll do a male Muto. But very, very nice. Nice detail. Nice articulation. Nice paint job. Very, very cool, you know. And, yeah, that's about it. So if you like what you see, go out there, get you some Muto. And I'll be back at you with another one. Like the goddamn video. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.